Hi, and welcome back to Life as Mrs. C. If you're new, we welcome you to the family. My name is Ruth.
And I'm Lydia.
Today we're talking about what are we talking about, Lydia?
Today we are looking at, should a wedding matron be married?
Good question. So in the a matron we use a lot in Zambia, but in the context of I think the UK, it could be similar to the role of
the Western world, I would say.
The Western world would be similar to the term chief bridesmaid. So, should your chief bridesmaid be married? What do you think, Lydia? Straight into it. We're not
beating about the bush.
Just straight to the point.
Okay, obviously, I'll speak from the Zambian context, because that's sort of like the context I have mostly experienced. The wedding matron, I think in the past the wedding matron had more duties than they do now, because I feel like now there's Vanachimbusa who has her role, then there's a wedding matron who seems to have like her own role as well, and then the kitchen party seems to also have like people who have their roles there. But I feel like if it's just the way it is now, I would say somebody mature, somebody older. Some people choose people who they are the same age with. I mean, it's pure choice, I would say. I wouldn't say I'm really fussy about them being married or not, as long as there are certain boxes that they tick, which we'll later on go into detail about. But I wouldn't say they should be married. Obviously, in the past, I do understand why.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking at it from the context, like what you're saying, they had more roles. So if they were teaching you about marriage,
if
they were teaching you about how to run your home, perhaps that quality was beneficial.
But if it's just for because these days it just looks like the wedding matron is just for the day, and obviously it's sort of like your consultant. Later on, so it's like this is your friend, like this is somebody you have a personal relationship with, depending on the levels of how far you want to talk to them. But so
I get you. I think it would be really strange, to be fair, because it's not the same as a chief bridesmaid, but it's a similar role. So I didn't want to so that if you've never come across the term wedding matron, at least you understand where we're coming from. But I can imagine here in the UK, from my experience, somebody saying, "Oh, your chief bridesmaid should be married," someone would just be like, "Are you okay?" That doesn't make sense. And I think it makes sense because of the role that they play. It has nothing to do with whether someone is married or not. And so the question is, can they do the job? And I think that is what you're asking, rather than thinking, should they be married or not?
Yeah, I think to some extent you can sort of understand why some people would want a person who is married. Obviously there are times when, for instance, like you and I don't think we had wedding committees where families needed to have these meetings. Sometimes the matron can become handy in such situations, if you have a wedding committee sort of. And also coordinating families, if I can put it that way, depending on and I think it's just a circumstance. But I feel like in Zambia it's more of a cultural thing than it is because I think if somebody had a wedding without a matron,
it
would
be
go.
It would still go, but then people, I feel what you mean. People will be like, that's strange.
That's strange. And obviously it's and anyway, children of nowadays. That's
the decisions that they make.
But for me, I honestly feel like it's more of a cultural thing
that we do.
It's a society expectation, or rather, I would say it's a cultural expectation
more in the Zambian context. Because
like these days, really, because you think about it, they are with you on that day. And depending on what sort of relationship you have, obviously a matron has to be there beyond your wedding day. But we just have to be realistic. It's not every matron that is there beyond that day. there are other people who can be there beyond that day.
So I think with that in mind, like since we're sort of on the same page, what are some of the qualities that we want? And I think that's the question you need to be asking yourself. It's kind of like when you're picking your bridesmaids. Who are you picking and why? Are you just picking because this is my friend and that's another topic by itself. But it is like that. So you're looking, what is the role of a bridesmaid, and what is, in this context, what is the role of a chief bridesmaid, or what is the role of a matron? And then when you understand what their role is, then when it makes it easier for you to pick that person, and also that that person should also be the kind of person who looks at themselves and say, do I fit into this criteria? Is this the kind of job that I can do? So what are some of those things that you think would be good to look for, or what would you be looking for in your matron? Or what were you looking for in your matron?
No, I think that's a bit of a tricky question, seeing that I'm already married.
Okay, what do you think we should look for in a matron?
I think, anyway, for me, like, first of all, I will put it out there. I picked my own matron. My mom didn't. My own wedding matron, that was my choice. And one of the things there were certain things I appreciated. Okay, about, I'm probably, maybe people might not know, I had sort of like two matrons, because I had one matron, but the first matron couldn't walk down with me for good reasons. She did talk to me, and there were perfect reasons why not, but she was there. Okay, and then I had the actual matron that was with me on the day. And all those were personal choices, and I thought I wanted somebody who I can actually be able to tell my mind. Okay, not where I am scared. Like somebody I can just be like, okay, you know what, we sat in that meeting and this is how I feel. This is how I want things to be, and they would actually see my point of view. And I feel like the matron should be more about fulfilling what you want. Okay, obviously within perimeters. If, for instance, you know, because as a new bride as well, you need to be realistic. Sometimes we can be. We
have our own ideas.
We have ideas, and then you know, you need somebody to bring
we've been dreaming about this for the last, you know,
you need somebody to remind you, like, those thoughts, my dear. You need to come back. Not those ones. So, but I think their primary duty should be for your interest. Okay. If you say I want to wear a dress that is this way, probably it's not something that they would wear, but they need to appreciate it's not about me, because sometimes I feel like the matron can sometimes be like, it's their event. They have their own
how they want it to look, because they want other people to be able to look and be like, oh, that matron, the way she handled that wedding, oh my goodness.
But
it's like, no, it's not
about you. It's and I think for me, that's where I came from, and I feel like the people that were in my corner delivered that.
That's really good. And I think the beginning bit where you were talking about relationship just makes so much sense. It's similar to our other video, you know, when we're talking about Vanachimbosa. It's like you want to have a relationship with that person, because especially in the Zambian context where you might have so many committees, you know, people don't expect you to speak in certain scenarios, but you need somebody to have your voice. And I think the primary thing is that they're your matron, not anybody else's. They've got your back, so they voice your opinions within reason, like you said, like you can discuss and they voice it. You know, not you go in the family meeting and it's somebody who wants to side with your mom, or wants to side with his mom, or wants to side with this auntie, this uncle. It's like, no, it's not about them. It's it's somebody who you know has got your corner and wants your vision to come through. So who do you know? So when you're picking someone, or if it's a situation, and I think it's, you know, it's great that you were able to pick, but there were certain situations where some people don't get
I think usually it's like I picked, but it went through my mom. And obviously my mom didn't have a problem with it, but I told my mom that this is what I'm looking for, and I feel like these people do have that.
It's a really massive, I think it's a massive choice. You know, I think with like it's like picking your chief bridesmaid here is such a big deal, because they will handle your bridesmaids. They will also help to handle your, you know, your family. It's like that person who's like central, and you know, you don't want all the drama from the bridesmaids to be coming to you. You want somebody who's able to take all of that, filter, and then bring a sentence, not 10 sentences.
Exactly.
If they don't like the dresses that they're wearing, not everybody's texting you saying I don't like the dress, but it's one person who can come to you and say, oh, they don't like, you know. And it's like, actually, if they don't like the color, it's also somebody who can say it's not your wedding. Exactly. So you need someone who you know can stand their ground and stand but for you in the rightful way, because not always. There's some people who want to live their dream through you, and so you need somebody who's can help to filter that.
That's actually an interesting term. You know, people want to live their dreams through you. Actually, the matron, it's not your wedding. Like, you are just coordinating.
Yeah, it's really interesting, because that's what we have in Zambia, but here you would maybe, and I think not everybody might do, but you know, like maybe people do it more now. I mean, I'm not in Zambia, so I don't know, but here we would have a wedding planner. So it's a bit like that as well, where the wedding planner will get the idea of what you want, but sometimes you find that people are going to the but then the good thing about having a wedding planner is they know they're getting paid to make your dream come true. So they will make your dream come true. So it's a bit like a wedding planner as well. So there's multiple duties for a matron. So I think it's not something you should pick lightly. And if you know, and you should, I really think you should have a say. It's your wedding on who you pick as your matron. But that's me. I definitely think you should have a say. But I know in our context, sometimes there are things that you're just like, you know what, they've picked, is fine.
Yeah, like I think it's hard, and I think sometimes, I mean, I do appreciate that. I do come from a family where I can actually say what I want, and they could put it. They actually consider it. They don't, like, my mom won't brush it off to be like, you also, I'm gonna pick. No, like, and I think that's something I appreciate, which I think not every girl child, or not everyone getting married has that privilege. Some of them, like your mom, just says, no, my friend is going to be, and you know, this is your mom's friend. Obviously, like that's fine. You know, I had quite a lot of like my mom's friends who were part of, you know, the process. You know, it could be with the kitchen party or with the wedding, which was absolutely fine. But it's also like you having a relationship with them.
Exactly, and that's
there are some of my mom's friends who I actually have a relationship with.
And that's key. That's really key, because when things hit the fan, or you are struggling in any way, somebody who can call you and say, are you okay? What can I do? They can even it's not, the duty is not just on the day. The duty starts from the moment, you know, you say you're my matron and my wedding is coming. It's going to be in this month. A duty starts early on. So you want somebody who is for you. You want somebody who understands their duty and it's for you. And you also want you want to have someone who is organized, you know? Not somebody, you know that this auntie of yours, when you tell her 2:00, you know she's there at 7. So what? Like,
no courtesy, they won't even go in to say I'm running. It's at the very minute you're supposed to meet them, they're like, you know what?
About that.
Something came up.
I'll tell you about it later. What time are you coming? I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
And you know, like, it's so funny. Like, in Zambia, on my way means a lot of things. It can mean somebody's just getting
just waking up.
Like, they're not even.
They're literally on their way, but they're doing a detour.
So, you know, and that's actually really true. Like, you need somebody who is organized. Okay, somebody who is punctual.
Yeah.
Somebody who respects time.
Definitely.
You do need
that.
Yeah.
And you do. The thing is, it's really difficult when I think the challenge would be, let's say you picked a matron. I think it's a bit different. So if I was to pick a chief bridesmaid and they're my age, just because of how we do weddings here, it wouldn't be as. Yes, it would have its challenges in terms of how they relate to the elders, but that's something that they would recognize. And the challenges, I don't think, wouldn't be as great as if I'd picked a matron who was my age in Zambia. because they then they need to have that maturity on first of all, the fact that you're young, there's a chance you're already looked at that you are young.
Yeah, I am.
And now you need to have that level of maturity.
And if you're not married, even worse, they just be like, you don't know.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Like you don't know. And I think sometimes it's unfair. It doesn't
because
mean somebody
you
doesn't
can have an amazing friend who can make absolutely amazing.
You know, with weddings just needs somebody who has very good organizing skills.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why in the beginning I had said, like, depending on what their job description is, because job descriptions are sort of different on these weddings.
Yeah.
Depending on how the family wants, families want those weddings to be. Some people just have good organizing skills.
And you just like,
but just because it's like they are short.
Yeah.
No. Because they're not married. No, they don't.
And it's just like, this person can actually do an amazing job. So you do need those characters.
And also, I think this is, well, I would say, like, this person needs to be your ride or die. Like, watch your back.
Yeah.
No, not watch your back, but somebody who has your back.
Has
your back.
Yeah.
You know, like we've already talked about somebody having your best interests at heart, and I think a matron needs to have your best interests at heart.
Definitely.
It's not about, like if they sit and people come up with ideas, we're thinking like you can do this, you can do that, because I think a wedding sometimes can have, so the wedding, depending on your social life, it has so many factors. Okay, you have your family, and then you have the church, who sometimes don't meet eye to eye, and it can be a big issue,
definitely,
because your family has this idea of how things should be, and then the church has this idea, and then there's you too. Okay, obviously I know the wedding, they say it's your marriage, our wedding.
No, our marriage.
No, it's our marriage.
Yeah, you and right. Like you and your spouse is your marriage, but the wedding is theirs. But you need somebody who can deal with conflict. If there's conflict between the two families, or if there's conflict between the two separate, like you said, church and family,
your matron needs to
have somebody who can
because
diplomatic,
if you're very diplomatic, if you have a short circuit,
oh gosh, things are just gonna go on fire
every time.
Literally. But no, I think we've addressed quite a number of things about the characteristics or things to look out for in a matron, and so I suppose we've both agreed that no, they don't have to be married, but there's certain qualities that I think they should possess, and make sure to look out for them, and think for yourself, what do you want in a matron, and that will also help you pick. It's not just saying, that person is nice, that person can they do it, and do they want to do the job? Because I can ask you to be my matron, and I think one thing that I've learned in growing up, and I think when I'm younger, I wasn't good at saying no, is sometimes you might not be fit for the job. So is it the person, as the person being asked, and I suppose you might be the person who watches the video who gets asked, and you think, is this a job that I could do? Yes, it sounds nice, but is it a job I could do, or is it a job I would want to do? There's a difference. And you can always learn, of course. If you're scared, there's always room to grow and to learn. But there's certain things that you can it's actually okay to say, you know what, this is not something I would enjoy. I wouldn't want to, I want to celebrate your wedding, but I don't think I want,
do you know what, that's a very good point, because I think a matron duty is a serious duty.
It's a lot of work.
And it's a huge responsibility.
Very.
I think it's exciting when you think about your attire, how you're going to look, the pictures and everything. But when you think about the depth of what you're doing, what you are part of, marriage is so serious. So when you are part of something serious, something as serious as two people coming together, then you also need to be serious. You need to be up to the task. So are you ready to be a wedding matron?
I don't think I would mind, but I think this is where I've just done it. I didn't sit down to think, would I do this, what are the roles, it's just like, it sounds exciting.
But when you deeply think about it, you're like,
I would want to make sure that I can give it my best shot, and that I'm in the right frame, like in my life, to be able to do that. So let's say I've got an exam and maybe I wouldn't be the best matron. So maybe at that point I can say no. But it's something that I would need to think. You would need to think about. But I think it'll be fun. Yeah. I would want to help somebody with some of, well, I don't know. You know, when you've gone through something, I would want to use my experience to be of help to someone.
That's true. Anyway, you know what we're going to do? I'll be the matron when your kids line up and then they take one dance. You know this.
I don't know that. No,
I don't want Auntie Lydia. No.
But that's us. We've already chosen for them. I said, don't let your
there we are already.
She's the matron priority. She's the matron priority. It's a done
That was a side joke.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
And we shall be back with more.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, it's bye-bye from us.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.